Welcome to the Generation Fit Podcast. I'm your host, Coach Chris, my co-host, Coach Brett, and Coach Paul. Together, with over 20 years experience helping hundreds of desk working men get into the best shape of their lives, today we talked about if we only had 3 tips to help our dad lose 20 pounds of fat in 6 months, what would we tell him? Then we talked about the current movie landscape and nerd stuff. Enjoy. If you were to help your father/stepfather, you're of a male figure that is older than you, an elder, if you had to only give them 3 of your biggest tips to help them lose 20 pounds in a healthy amount of time, let's say 3 to 6 months, what would you tell them to do?
How about half your bread in a sandwich?
What
First
about what
step,
sandwich?
What sandwich?
half the bread sandwich, open face sandwiches only.
Okay. So that's a good one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like average person. It's like I feel like at least like where I grew up, sandwiches are very, very common, like lunch food. So if you're having a sandwich like every fucking day, you cut out like one slice of bread in the sandwich. Average slice of bread's about 120 calories. You're talking about cutting out like close to what is that? Fucking like 840 calories a week with like so little effort. Like that over the course of like fucking, do that for 4 weeks, you're down a pound. So, that's one tip.
Mm-hmm.
A
Okay.
little bit.
Yeah. Okay. So you only have 3 of those. So, all right, Paul, what do you got?
Prioritize protein.
Wow. Okay. So in that subsection, what would you tell them to do?
I would go like a 2-to-1 ratio. Like personally, just like roughly like 2 grams of like for every gram of like carb, go protein instead. So it's like
Well, like right now, your stepdad, right? Like you're talking to him
yeah.
right now. Does he know these things in grams?
Okay, so not grams. Like I would be like
Right.
if you have like basically double the amount of protein you're taking. So it's like if you're having a scoop of potatoes, have 2 pieces of steak. If you're having a scoop of mac and cheese, have 2 pieces of pork chop. Like double up on the protein. Like if you have a scoop of rice, 2 pieces of chicken. You know,
Uh-huh. Yeah, one of my clients, David, he goes, fries are my biggest opposition. And I was like, yes. Every time I see your check-ins, I see potatoes as the main culprit of why you go over. But it is very true. That is something that our coaches do, which is great. Which is one of the parts of our process is we just take double the protein, right away, and then we try to take about half the carbs out, right? Not saying anything's good or bad, just simply swapping it, which Paul is completely right. Um, is that what you would do? Is that the biggest first tip you tell your stepdad to do if he asked you?
yeah.
All right, just making sure. Just making sure. All right. So I think my biggest one, what's this will be contentious. I actually will go the route of if you anything that has added sugar, move it to the end of the day only, past 6 p.m.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Wow, it's dirty, huh? It's dirty. I don't
I
think you've
was
heard that
not
one.
expecting that answer from you, but I like it.
What about you, Brett? Wait, anything before I justify the answer?
I mean, I think it's so. I think your idea is that you're trying to you're pushing it off to the end of the day so that they've already had the maximal amount of food leading into it so that they eat less of it. Is that kind of where we're going with this? I'm trying to get behind your thought process.
Yeah. So, one, I think it does almost 3 things at the same time. So, one, you have to be cognizant of what you're eating right off the get go. Like, I didn't say you couldn't have it. I just said you had to move around. So, you have to look for it consistently. 2, if you're not eating added sugars throughout the day, which most desk working men are doing, even if it's secretly too, right? Like we're talking like if it's in bread, if it's in the sauces, if it's in when it's cooked off the grill, like off of random stuff, then automatically the blood sugar is more regulated overall. across the board, right? Like sugar, like basically it's like you can't drink soda if it has added sugar. Um, and so when you push it to nighttime, yes, you do have a lot less of it. And also, since you've already cut out most of all your crazy carb intake from added sugars, it drops significantly overall, which drops basically inadvertently cuts calories. And also, it doesn't have you as a restrictive mindset. It's like, yeah, you could still have, I mean, if you wanted to, Reese's, chocolate chip, cookies, like all that kind of stuff, but just obviously in moderation. But you would start to realize that like you don't even want to eat that much of it at night because it's a lot of random ass food. But it does three things at one time, um, which is which is yeah, cognizance of food, being just learning about it, regulating blood sugar, and then also it inadvertently lets you eat less at the end of the day. Like you just do.
I also like it for the sole reason of recovery and rest. Here's why. And I've seen it both in myself and when I did my internship with Rutgers. Obviously, he did it a little extreme. Like this dude was a fucking freak. He would. I think I told you about him the one time. He would literally split squat 500 pounds each leg for like 6 to 8 reps. Dude was like, think the white version of Dillard.
That's crazy. That is actually crazy. I did 225
That's
on each leg for reps, and I was passing out, and Brett recorded it.
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, good times.
yeah. This motherfucker was doing it with 500 pounds on his back. Like, yeah,
Oh my god.
I would love to see him go lift for lift with Dillard. But back to my point. One of the coaches told him because he was struggling with recovery, the dude was like really struggling with like sleep and just soreness. Dude had a big giant bowl of ice cream. He only did it for a week just to like kind of mess with the theory. Big giant bowl of ice cream right before bed. Like within that last hour before bed, just chilling on that, you know, most ice cream has a lot of added sugar and shit, but like he was like, I feel his recovery and rest actually like increased and like soreness was like limited.
Interesting.
Like I don't know if it's because he had those added carbs. I don't know if it's like because of this like the sweets right before bed it helped him feel more rested because he like fell asleep or fell asleep into a deeper sleep quicker.
This is
Like
interesting. You got anything on this, Brett?
Not really. It's just me. I would never imagine eating a bowl of ice cream before bed. It's crazy. But hey,
So this is definitely my side of the spectrum, right? Like this is like understanding hormone and regulation and stuff. So okay, I think there's just obviously this is just a subjective n equals one experience, and so I don't think uh there's not enough variables that are stable to be able to test this on its own. So let's do the scenario then. Let's just say if this man kept calories the same, right? Calories the same, protein the same. And you're telling me that he migrated a lot of his carbs or he had the ice cream at the end of the night, but everything else was the same.
that's pretty much what it was. He just added a bowl of ice cream.
Okay. So let's just say calories were the same and then you added a bowl of ice cream. The big thing I would say is that if you add carbs to the end of the night, it generally helps you with sleep, right? Generally. Okay, now this is context though. This guy is an elite lifter, and so he can absorb sugary foods way better than the average person going into the muscles, especially a guy that lifts a lot. Okay. Now let's do no. Okay, let's do the desk working man, an average guy who's just trying to get in shape. I do not recommend eating a lot of added sugar right before bed, like a lot. So when I mean by a lot is like probably over 15 grams. It's like considered a lot. Um, Sugar, especially like close to an hour to 2 hours before bed, can disrupt sleep. One, two, you wake up extra hungry the next morning. And three, your dreams kind of get a little crazy. So this is like the
I
typical
like the
average.
crazy dreams though. I like the crazy dreams
I had a crazy dream. Yeah,
though.
I had. Yeah, yeah. So what I recommend Like this is why I recommended what I said earlier was if you push all your added sugars, you usually eat less. Most people probably still eat like less than probably around 10, the 10 mark. Um, but also eat less of it. Now, in terms of recovery, this is why it's so important. Most guys that work behind a desk all day and they want their energy for the end of the day, if you're using all your carbs in the beginning of the day, right, you're gonna have that insulin crash, right? That blood sugar spike where you sit behind your desk, you're going to work, going to your meeting, and then next thing you know, you crash after lunch and just like crash. And then you go home, you want to try to play with your kid, and you crash again because you had a little like chips or candy or whatever. But imagine if you just put that all the way to the end of the day where you have it with dinner and have it after dinner only, right? Like you have all the day to be productive. You have no insulin spikes. Everything is straight across the board. That is actually one of my biggest takes here is also just pushing all your carb intake to mostly towards the end of the day. There's really no reason for most of these guys to be eating I mean, like, besides fruit, vegetables, and like a serving of starch, I don't think there's really any, like, there's no inherent benefit to it besides saying, I like this to help me stay on track. Like, that is it from like 6 a.m. to like 6 p.m., honestly.
Fair.
Yeah, valid.
All right. Number two. What would your number two tip be?
I am a huge believer in meal timings. It's like I like to start off my own dieting by having like a general idea of what I intake during a day, and then I intentionally like space my meals out in like 3 to 4 hour windows between each other. Whether that be like full meals where I'm eating like chicken, broccoli, and sweet potato, or just have these little speed bumps where like hey, I'm gonna have a protein bar around this time here. It's just like what stopped me from binging is if I don't like have like a great deal of hunger, and you don't need a ton of fucking food to like throw that off. You just need to be like a little more full than you are at the time. So if I like, hey, like I'm just gonna have this fucking protein bar at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon, this is gonna tide me over until I eat my fucking dinner at 7. Like that's gonna like get me through. I don't need to have like a whole lot of food, and then I don't end up like getting home at 7 o'clock. Like, oh, I'm fucking starving because I haven't eaten since like noon, and I just like gorge myself on like 2 rounds of my meal prep and like some random fucking other chips I have or whatever in the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Huge.
So yeah, just
Environment.
spacing it. Yep. Environment spacing out. Just make sure you have an idea of control. And that's like, for me, it's been huge.
All right, Paul. Tip number two.
Hydration.
Interesting. So you only have three. Everything else is irrelevant. So you go hydration.
I'm going cut out a lot of your liquid bullshit. Like,
Okay, there we go.
so when I mean hydration, I mean like prioritize water, unsugared drinks, so like unsweetened tea, seltzers. I'm a big seltzer guy, mostly one cuz it's flavored water and two, it's an appetite suppressor. So that'll help. And then like switching to black coffee. My stepdad does mushroom coffee now. He doesn't even do like actual cocoa beans. He does like that mushroom water shit. So it's like me, if I'm going coffee, I go black coffee and I throw protein shake in there, like just a scoop of protein, and then that's all I need for sweetener. And then when it's around the holiday times, I throw a little peppermint extract in there because I'll die on this hill. Peppermint and chocolate are great tastes that go together hand in hand, and nobody can tell me otherwise.
What?
You definitely like York peppermint patties, don't you?
No, that's the only peppermint thing that I'm like, if I'm really craving it and it's there, I'll take it. But I think that they're dog water. But like mint chocolate chip ice cream, that is a goat flavor ice cream.
Okay, gotcha. What about like the Andes mints, Andes chocolate mints?
Oh, I fuck with the Andes.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. It's just York. Okay. That makes
Yeah.
more sense now.
Fuck
Okay,
York.
gotcha.
But yes, so cut out a lot of the sugary bullshit drinks.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I mean that is absolutely huge. Okay, so
Yeah.
without repeating, let's see. I would say is, dude, number 2. Man, I would create a challenge where I call it reverse bet to hit 10 to 15,000 steps a day. So basically is I would put in a jar um how many times you don't hit 10 to 15,000 steps a day. And by the time that jar is full, that you have to send that jar in a donation with your name and a signature already pre-made to an organization that you absolutely despise. So let's just say the KKK. And I guarantee you, you'll
Wait,
never
wait,
miss.
wait.
You'll
What the
never.
fuck?
You'll
What?
never miss a day.
Whoa.
Hold
But
on.
that's,
Whoa.
You have to give them what because you did what now?
so I'm saying is, let's do a reverse bet on step count, meaning every single time you did not hit your 10, let's just say 10,000 steps a day, right? And you did not fabricate it, right? Which you easily can nowadays. That once this, let's just say you had to do $1 every single time you didn't hit your 10,000 steps, and then when you got to, I don't know, 100, that you already had basically the check and your signature, sending it to an organization that you obviously despise, and you will be publicly named on it, right? Because you can see who donates to where. What I'm saying is, you'll never, but you'll
Oh
never
my
miss a
God.
day.
Very dangerous game, my
God,
friend.
we're canceled.
You
It's
are-
over. We had a good run, guys.
It was a
Pack
good
it in.
We're not can't, dude. You know how like you're allowed to. You know what's funny is like you're allowed to do all these like crazy organizations. It's like it's legal. It's completely legal. It's the weirdest shit ever. You can actually look it up on websites, and
It
they're
can be legal all it's want. Doesn't mean you should do it.
well. All I'm saying is, if you were to do this, I have done this before in the past with clients. They had never missed it. They had never missed what the deal was. So I'm saying is reverse bet on steps, and the reason why I say steps primarily is because even if you didn't even work out or did anything else right, if you got your step count, it regulates probably 80% of the rest of your body. Not joking. Go to any other country that does about 8 to 10,000 steps without like just doing it in regular life. They are naturally leaner. Just naturally. It's a correlation, sure. But if you're telling me like of all the correlations, that one is one of the highest ones. Of like you're telling me like my dad doesn't want to work out, and you telling me I can just go walk 3 times a day for 20 minutes at a time. That's easy. You can do it all day. Why you never heard of a reverse bet? It's great.
Chris,
I'm not familiar.
you're playing a dangerous game that we don't think your chest can check or cash or whatever.
Well, okay. Well, you know what's funny is I should 100% do. I should make a vlog on this. I should 100% challenge one of you guys. Like what I would say is
Fuck
what.
no.
No, it doesn't. It could be like PETA, not the KKK or the neo Nazis. I'm just saying is like it could be something or the
This man
vegans.
goes from save the puppies to lynching people. Are you kidding me right now?
Well, so hold on. The new KKK does not believe that because I actually had to look it up for my challenge earlier.
Yeah, man. DKK believes to save the trees.
Yeah, so KKK. He said the trees. KKK. Yeah, they just believe in white supremacy, but they don't.
Here, fellas.
all I'm saying is just an organization you absolutely despise, and you have to donate it, and your name is on it. So you can't like for example, it's like I probably would do something around like PETA veganism because I ordered 100 pounds of red meat essentially to my freezer.
This is the worst hear me out of my life.
Really?
I think it's the best. I think Tim Ferriss does one of these. But the whole point is like the consequence is so much higher than the reward. So you'll automatically do whatever the task is at hand. So like if for example, if you miss a workout, you know what I mean? It's like it starts accumulating, and eventually you donate to the organization that you hate. It works for anything. So I'm saying is if there's anything that you ever want to do in your life, just do a reverse bet
Donate
with
to the
somebody.
KKK.
But like I can't do the KKK because I'm Asian, so like I can't. It wouldn't even make sense. Because I can't even be entered into the organization.
They'd be like, "Why the fuck is he sending us this shit?"
Yeah, it wouldn't even make sense. So like for
It's that fucking
me,
Dave Chappelle sketch all over again.
all right, what's the last one for you guys?
Oh God. When you're dining out, because evidently we're not robots, right? Like anybody in this program eats out at like a fair amount of the time, whether it's because they have work obligations, family obligations, whatever. Eat your protein first, right? Like whenever I go out somewhere, I will always start by eating like the meat of my plate first. I have my fucking steak, 8, 10 ounces, whatever it is, and then like once I'm done with that, I'm so much more satiated. I don't feel the need to eat all of the side dish that comes with it, right? Like maybe I only have like a third of the fries or something. And that itself will probably save me like 300 to 500 calories every time you go out. Like, swear to God.
Mhm. That's
Simple,
absolutely huge.
clean, easy.
Yeah.
See, the fatty food boy in me is like, I need to save the best tasting thing for last. So it's like, if my steak's so good, I gotta save like 3 pieces for last.
I mean,
But I'm not saying his, like, I like his method. Like, eat the protein first. That way you don't have to eat the bullshit. Um, what would be my third tip? Mm,
or you only have three. You only have three, and your father/stepfather, if they're here with you, you didn't see them after this, and they had to do this themselves. What would you tell them to lose weight? That has not been repeated, obviously.
prioritize like movement, not necessarily working out, but movement. So so now my stepdad is finally in a position that he works a desk job. He runs a full fucking like branch of whatever. Um of the transit. He makes sure everybody else is doing their shit. But he has a desk office job. So like if he really wanted to, standing desk, little treadmill shit like you have, put that in the office. That way, half the day you can be walking. If literally all you're doing is having meetings with people when they fuck up at work or you're going through paperwork, just walk at the desk. He's a big golfer. So I'm like, instead of taking the little cart, even though it's super fun after a couple fireball shots, you know, just walk instead. Walk the 9 holes. Walk the 18 if you're playing a full game. Um, fuck, do a couple laps around the house between innings of a baseball game that's on. Like, he's got one of those shaker things, like the fucking
Yeah, the platform
the
shakers. Yeah, yeah. Melissa has
yeah.
one. Melissa has one. Yeah.
So he uses that a lot. He has a bike downstairs, like so. Just not necessarily like obviously resistance train if possible, but just prioritizing movement
Hmm.
in general.
That's right. Yeah, just do everything. Just do everything. Make it inconvenient to use any sort of transportation. Is essentially what it is, and then probably join leagues that have you move, or join groups to have you move. Whether it's a run club, whether it's like just like pickleball, you can play golf with your buddies once a week, right? Anything to keep you going together as community. And it's funny is I think my last one really is as simple as just you get 3 drinks a week. I don't care if it's in one day. I don't care if it's spread out. Just 3 drinks a week. And I guarantee you, most people will actually. So basically, 3 drinks, so alcoholic, and that also includes sugary. Think about that. That's crazy. Like if you want a Sprite,
Okay,
you want a Coke, like the regular stuff, not the diet stuff. You get 3 in a week. That's it. That's not off limits. Just stay to 3. And I think
I like that.
most people, I guarantee you, will drop weight without even thinking about it. Right? Like, so nothing's off limits, right? Based on everything we were saying, nothing's off limits. It's just principles to live by. And if you did that for even like 3 to 6 months, right, without changing much at all, I guarantee you'll be down those 20 pounds. And I think this is what we prioritize when we talk to our clients and how the guys actually drop weight is these main principles. And then it gets, does it get nitty gritty based on the person and science? But these are some principles that you probably know you should be doing. And if you start doing them right away, I guarantee you'll be losing that fat really, really fast. Good and bad reviews on the new Mandalorian and Grogu movie. But I haven't seen it.
It was fine. I'm not saying it's a great movie. It was just fun. And I was like, the thought of like a Jack Jabba the Fett, Jabba the Hutt was like fucking weird. I just thought it was funny, right? Like,
Jabba the Hutt. He's literally called the Hutt. Jabba.
I know. Well, that's what their huts, right? That's the race. That's like, what his species. But like Rada the Hutt was Jabba's son, and do we care about spoilers here? Probably fucking not, right?
No, I don't.
Is he
I'm not. I've like fully, other than the original 6, I've fully like given up on Star Wars.
the original 6? You count the prequels? That's crazy.
Bitch,
Like,
do you not?
What?
no.
How do you not count
Y'all
the
don't count
prequels?
the prequels?
What do you mean? Like,
4, 5,
it's
and 6.
basically like, yeah, dude. It was
You
four
guys are hating
fucking
on the prequels right now. That literally gave us some of the most epic lightsaber battles ever.
yes.
You whores.
Wow. Wow. Like the prequels were fine. It's just like the people felt the same way about prequels as people
I'm
felt
not
about the
saying they're
sequels,
better
right?
than the original
No, 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 no,
trilogy.
no. I'm saying
Not at
like with
all.
every iteration of Star Wars, we've like taken a step down, happening, right? First
I'll give you
three,
that. I'll give you
first three
that.
were iconic. After that's like people who watched the first three and loved them, saw the prequels, were like, that's not it. And then like, then that's that generation, and now is seeing the sequels, and they're like, this is also not it, but even more so. And it's just kind of like this fucking circling the drain thing going on with all Star Wars.
Yeah.
But
For sure.
Okay. You're saying prequels is in 1, 2, 3. Okay, I was gonna say 4, 5, 6. I was like, wait a second. I was like, those are the.
no, those are the originals. Like, so you have the originals, you have the prequels, you have sequels, right? So no,
Yeah.
4, 5, 6 are like the fucking are landmark fucking movies, right? Like that is they pioneered the entire genre of like science fiction fantasy kind of thing, right? Like it's basically the equivalent of like Lord of the Rings for sci-fi. You know?
I'll give you that.
No, like all respect in the world to fucking Star Wars. That's that the original three were like some of the best shit to ever come out. And that like kind of transcended fucking social boundaries as well. Like people fucking love that no matter like where the fuck you sat on the fucking social circle as like nerds, jocks, fucking whatever. Everyone went to see the original Star Wars.
I'll even say that the Clone Wars cartoon is top tier.
Okay.
I've seen a lot of it when I was younger.
You know what I want to get into that I haven't yet, but I will very shortly because I've heard good things about it. The Darth Maul,
Yeah.
the new Maul cartoon that just came out on Disney Plus or whatever it is.
Mhm. I've heard good
Like
things.
that
Heard very
looks
good things
that
about it.
looks pretty sick. My what was I gonna say? Oh, there's like a joke that Harry Potter is just Star Wars with wooden sticks and no lightsabers.
I mean,
Like
I think
at its core.
it's got way more rich characters, but sure. Yeah.
I think once Disney took it, it really just sank it to the ground. I think
Oh, horrible.
all in
Ugh.
unison. I think all of us 100% believe that it sunk it to the ground. They like all of the character development that we loved, all been stripped away, and it was just basically just identity politics.
And
It,
the worst of the worst was the what the fuck was that? Apostle, acolyte, whatever the fuck it
Acolyte.
was. Oh,
I heard
fucking
Ashoka
bury
was
that
pretty good.
shit. Bury that. Well, the one scene in Ahsoka is pretty good. You know, the little shoulder roll, flicker into Vader. You're too slow, bitch.
I guess that anybody could do that. Where I guess that's the whole point is that like anytime Vader's showing or Anakin is showing. I did see something that whatever his name is Christensen,
Uh
um
huh.
he said that he's been practicing like
Hasn't
without
stopped.
hasn't stopped practicing ever
Yeah,
since. Yeah, I was like, that is dedication. In hopes that he would get reprise his role again. And I was like, wow, that is really
they
cool.
they forced him to slow down because he was going too fast for the Ahsoka actor. Like she
Oh,
couldn't keep up
screw
with him.
her. Screw her. They get us back the original actors and just let them rip. Let them
Like
have.
I bet Ewan McGregor, right? Ewan McGregor was
Oh,
Obi-Wan.
Rosario Dawson, right? Is that the lady?
That chick, yeah.
Yes. Yes.
But Ewan McGregor was Obi-Wan, right?
Yes. Ewan, yes.
Yeah, give him a couple months to fucking get back up to speed. Have those two go at it. Oh,
Well, Ewan's a little bit older, but I could still see him do that. And then whoever is the Darth Maul actor is obviously the goat of fighting choreography because he is insane martial arts. Well, I'm pretty sure he goes around to the Comic Cons and the
he does.
symposiums and just messes around with people. So he's clearly a master of its skill. But even so, right? I think as a whole, because if you really think about it, Star Wars itself is a complete I mean, it is a political movie at its core. But even so, outside of that, it was just beautifully crafted in terms of character development, right? Like you're talking about 4, 5, and 6 is Luke's journey, right, to becoming this person, going through the hardships. Like this is like the classic, like honestly, the classic Western Christian upcoming fighting against evil, everything against it, and then Darth Vader is the epitome of what happens when you have a person on the edge of good and evil, right? Like it has a great storyline, fantastic, and then I could not tell you what 7, 8, 9 were whatsoever. It was just like, here's a girl. She was poor. She was lost in her identity. And hey, here's this black guy because he's just black. And then we're gonna throw you in there, and hopefully
And
you
we're
have a
gonna
good
throw
movie.
you
And
in
then
this trip.
he literally is like in like 15 minutes of the last two movies or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it was just Finn was just randomly in the movies until he was fighting the I don't even know the trooper's name, but you get the idea.
I thought he was gonna be the new Jedi.
I would
I
like
was
him to
like,
be the new
okay,
Jedi.
yeah. I was like, cool. The only other one we had was Mace Windu. Like,
And he was badass too.
bro, he was a fucking G.
He had a purple lightsaber. I mean, at that point,
He
the
was
only thing.
part dark, part well, all right. I didn't mean skin tone, but like he literally was part dark side. That's why he was purple.
What?
Yeah. They like did the whole lore on it and shit that like if you it's something about like the purple crystal like you're not afraid to go to the dark side to like
Um, they
I'm
made that. They made
paraphrasing.
that shit to fit. It's fucking hilarious. We're
They
talking
made
about
what?
fucking. So we're talking about Samuel L. Jackson's character, right? Mace Windu,
Yeah.
fucking lightsaber. So like, the real reason why he has that lightsaber is because he asked for it. Samuel L. Jackson was like, "Hey, my lightsaber be purple," and fucking George Lee was like, "Yeah, sure, why not?" And then like that was it. And then
And
this
then he
guy
built
wrote everything else afterwards.
and then he built lore around it to fit it.
Yes,
It's
correct.
fucking
Which is
crazy.
totally fine. But yeah, that's what happened.
Imagine being such a badass that this fucking like phenomenal writer's just like, yeah, I'll create some fucking out of pocket lore for why you're the only one with purple.
I feel like that happens a lot though when it comes to movies, and
Yeah.
then something gets written afterwards for it. Like that, I feel like that happens a lot, just because there's nothing. I mean, you really could do whatever you want. There's no basing of it, right? Besides, like of the original comics, I guess the original books, comics.
I'm tired of these motherfucking Sith in this motherfucking temple.
I don't know. He was great. I mean, the fact that he had freaking Liam Neeson in there, you had Samuel L. Jackson in there. I mean, there's just so many great people in there.
Liam Neeson was in Star Wars?
What?
Oh shit, yeah,
Yes.
he was. Oh my god, I completely just had a fucking brain fart, dude.
Oh
You
my
were about to
god.
like take away my friend card for a second.
You get banned from the fucking podcast all of a sudden. Just like, get out of here. You're done.
Qui-Gon Jinn? Qui-Gon Jinn? Oh my god. Um
Bro, I wish he didn't die like that, man.
well, it's just the way it's written. But either way, all I'm saying is I wish they just brought it back. But you want to hear about other movies that are going to get ruined by PR. So we all know that Little Mermaid got destroyed and nobody watched it because it was, I don't know even know who the chick
The actor
is.
couldn't swim.
The actress couldn't swim.
Yeah.
And
Sorry.
two, and two, was speaking out against it. Why they had to change the entire story by itself because it was just like traditional values and how they didn't like it and how she didn't
So
like
like
it. Right. Exactly. And so she went publicly against it. She's like, "Oh, we don't like the values. Not waiting for the man to come save us. Like we can do whatever we want." Right. Like she went out and did the whole thing. And so Supergirl is coming out, and they did a survey poll about who was going to watch it. Right. I don't know how they surveyed it, but usually they have a good amount of pool. And guess what the demographic was that before this, the Supergirl actress, something Milcock or something like that, spoke out against it. Guess what, like the average demographic, right? So like give me like age, gender, and then religion.
50-year-old white male Christian.
Okay, Brett.
Honestly, just like fucking 20-something white men.
You guys
Probably.
are pretty close. You guys are pretty close. Yeah, yeah.
35-year-old white man.
It is a between 30 and 45-year-old Christian men with kids.
Okay. I mean, I'll be honest. I'm gonna go watch it. I really like the last Superman movie that came out. Like it was actually so good. I'm definitely willing to see how they branch with this like new kind of like take on the old concept kind of thing. Like I like the last Superman movie was so good. I'm willing to take the chance on Supergirl. Not a really been big into Supergirl, but I also was never really big into Superman in the first place. But I'm definitely up for like taking like a little look see and see how it goes. Right, like worst case scenario, I lose an evening and a fucking couple bucks for a movie ticket. Whatever.
Couple. Couple?
Back in my day. No, I know it's like fucking. It's like I don't look at it anymore. It's like what, $25, $30 for a ticket now. It's fucking stupid.
Horrible.
Insane.
Yeah, so
30. It's almost
yeah,
$35 for a bag of popcorn.
movie ticket and a bag of popcorn at night. Yeah, it comes out both of them combined is like $35-$40. It's crazy. The well, all I'm saying is the actress who is also was the kid in of House of Dragons, or the teenager, I should say.
Oh
Yeah,
shit!
yeah, that's the
Okay.
same girl before
And she,
Rhaenyra was grown up.
and she
Hmm.
spoke out against the movie.
Yeah, she was like, I don't. Why are all these Christian? Why are all these guys all Christian males? And this is what I was trying to get to. What allude to was because Superman was brought up in a time where like it was like really traditional values. He was basically the whole point was that he resembled God as if he walked on Earth. Like that was the entire story. And then if he were to and have basically omnipotence, right? How can we make him relatable to us humans and have the humility of us humans? And that was where the story stems from. And it's a very, I mean, that's as Christian as it possibly could get. And so you can see why the demographic was that, and yet she saw, she said something against it, because she wants women and girls to go see it, or whatever her demographic that she supports, which I could assume is left leaning in women. But girls don't freaking care about Supergirl. Like they don't. That's not something they like. Oh, I want to be like Supergirl. You know what they want to be like? Kim Kardashian. They want to be. Who else is who's the other chicks that's like
Sydney
huge right now?
Sweeney.
No, girls don't want to be Sydney Sweeney on the average.
Actually,
They want.
a lot of girls do hate Sydney Sweeney. I don't know why.
Uh, it's because right. It's girl. I think the average. It's so weird, right? Think of it this way. They want to look up to somebody that's like just completely out of their league, right? But not
Yeah.
reachable. So, like for example, Kim Kardashian, whoever Call Her Daddy's podcast is,
Taylor
and a lot of
Swift.
these Taylor Swift, right? Oh, Taylor Swift. So Taylor Swift. See, majority of girls like Taylor Swift because she's not out of reach, right? If you saw her original looks, she's not out of reach at all. If anything, I think she's not even like she's like slightly above average. If take off all that makeup,
Oh,
right?
I'm
She's
not
just
a fan of her. I'm just saying people go crazy for her.
well, that's what I'm saying. Is like I think there's a certain tier of level. So I think if you're
Oh,
so Sydney Sweeney is like that, just out like just out of reach, right? Like just out of reach, not extreme. So like girls are just like, well, fuck you, fuck you. You were like probably the hot girl in high school. You know what I mean? Like the hot girl in college and high school, you got all the attention. I don't like you. Whereas if you're just like so out of the league, it just feels like you're inhuman.
Yeah.
You're out of touch. But Sydney's, yeah, but also she also stands politically on the other side, so that's also why most girls don't like her. Because right
Mm.
now, I think we have the biggest split of I think it's like 80% women are left leaning across the board, no matter what age it is. So and she completely stands out as right leaning. That's probably also the
Good
main
for her.
reason. But yeah, so whatever her name is, Hitchcock, Halcock, I don't know, something like that, is speaking out against it. You know what's funny is I actually did like the movie Superman. Like I thought it was good, right? Just good overall.
The new
Um,
one.
I think yeah, that was just good. Like you know what I mean? Like just good.
Yeah.
Um,
I just like the quote of, yeah, maybe you'll give me a name. And he's like, four's a name. He's like, so's Gary.
That was so good. I loved that they didn't start the movie off at the same fucking place they always do. It's like we are like Superman is already fucking established. He's already a superhero. He already has the fucking force of solitude and all that shit. And he's just in the middle of a fucking fight. It's like everyone knows who fucking Superman is. We don't need his backstory. Like I think we can like same thing with like Spider-Man. I think we can roll right over the fucking Uncle Ben shit with Spider-Man for like the next like fucking 25 years until like four
Well,
more
that's why
iterations from
Spider
now.
Verse made fun of that. That's why the cartoon
Yeah.
Spider Verse made fun of that. They're like, you already heard this, so let's do it one more time, real quick.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. But like we
same thing with
don't
Batman.
need it.
Same thing with Batman.
Yeah.
No need.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm sure I'd like change it meaningfully, then like just
I really
fucking just
want them to do Bat Metal. Like, dude, a five-part movie Bat Metal, or however long it takes. Like, I don't care. Give me a whole series. Like,
yeah.
oh,
Dark Knight's Metal would be the best. I think they cannot do it live action. They have to do it animated, and it has to be like 3 to 5 part series, if not a whole show. Like it has to be its
dude,
own entity.
give it to Amazon. Let Amazon take over. Give it that R rating it deserves, and let's fuck some shit up.
Yeah, it's dirty. It is. It is the darkest of the dark. Like that is a movie that can take DC to a transcendent level. Can just supersede anything Marvel has done since the first phase, major phase series. I don't know. I lost track. You know what's crazy is though, like as I as I have fellow nerds as friends, I think everybody fell off right after Endgame. Like it was like a slow peak at Endgame and then just started tailing fast on the like a pyramid. Like it was like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. You're like Iron Man 2, we got the whip lightsaber, whip chain guys, and then you're like, oh my god, you got Thor setting it up, and then just all of a sudden it's like Endgame happens, and you're like, and then what was it? It was like a few shows, which was like WandaVision, then it was Loki. Like Loki was pretty good. Loki,
hmm.
WandaVision,
I
the
liked WandaVision.
yeah, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like
Yeah.
all like supporting everything. Ant Man,
Yeah.
right? Ant Man. Um, but after that was not there was no like extra high after that. It was just kind of like all supporting, and then eventually just started tailing down. Well,
Well, yeah, like how do you come down from fucking Endgame, right? Like it was fucking like years and years and years of building to this fucking peak, and it's just like this huge like capstone movie, and then like the fuck you do with it from there? Like you have like how many fucking actors, like A-list actors on this fucking screen at the same time? Like all the shit's happening. You're dealing with the greatest villain they've dealt with in the entirety of this of the fucking franchise so far. And then how do you like follow that? Like the answer is you fucking don't.
I
Is like
mean, it was
everything's gonna be
supposed to be
worse.
exactly that Endgame. Like, so many of
Yeah.
their, pretty much the core six, the original the original
Hmm.
Avengers, all of their contracts were up with that movie,
Yeah.
and
yeah,
then
Yeah.
now
It's
they
just,
all have like loopholes. Like, what's his face came back as Johnny Storm in the Deadpool movie, and uh fucking Robert Downey
that was
Jr. is
funny.
Doctor Doom now. Like,
Yeah, we'll see how that all ties in, especially in Secret Wars. So
Yeah.
we'll kind of have an
Yeah, we'll see.
idea.
Yeah. Oh god. What do you guys think of the enhanced games?
I'm surprised
The
we didn't have it
what?
earlier.
Do you not know this, Paul?
The enhanced games?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What
steroids are legal.
Yeah, so basically, like, a bunch of guys got together and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna have our own Olympics with steroids and blackjack and hookers," and they fucking basically threw an Olympics. A bunch of people on gear just trying to like break every fucking record possible, more or less.
I love that.
Um,
Equal
okay,
playing field at that point.
okay, cool. It finished like this past week. There
How'd
was
it do?
only, honestly, lackluster. There was only one world record broken at the enhanced games. It was in swimming. It was done by a natural guy.
What?
Some guy showed up and just raw dogged it and just fucking broke a world record and beat everybody else who was fucking on gear.
It's so fast. This is what's really fascinating. It's like one, I don't know how much prep time these guys had, and two, there's still a balance between a lot of these sports and their body composition. So it's not so swimming is definitely one of them, right?
Yeah, dude, don't you just fucking sink? Like,
Yeah,
what
like
the
more
fuck?
muscle mass means more oxygen capacity needed to exert, right? And then also the buoyancy of your own body. So like it's like at what point, you know, I don't know the actual physics behind this, but just thinking out loud, imagine like if you weigh X amount, right, and then you also have that much more muscle, how much more was what's the term? Is it friction? It's in water. What's in water? Resistance. Sorry, it's resistance in water.
Yeah.
You have so much more resistance against those muscles and how much force you need to pull per stroke. So that's why I'm thinking to myself, it's like swimming, I feel like would be one of those that you don't need more steroids for. But if you're telling
Yeah.
me, for example, like archery, shooting, any sort of shooting, archery, racing, like those things I see a very big advantage to.
Really?
Why
Yes.
would you think shooting and steroids you're gonna get a big advantage?
Do you not see any of the guys who are the greatest of the great baseball players of all time with steroids? They can see the ball better. And that's something that's coming at you 100 miles an hour and things that tail,
That's interesting. I
right?
never heard
That I
that.
didn't know.
Right?
That
How does
I
Jason
didn't.
Giambi, right? Like, well, how does Jason, like, let's put it this way. You take a good baseball player, you give him steroids. It's not that he, like, for example, hits another 600 50 home runs. What actually happens is that their sight for the ball is better. And baseball is one of the few sports in the world where you have to chase something that's moving at zero point 0.4 seconds of a time frame for you to judge whether you want to touch that ball or not. And so I think cognitively, steroids is going to be the biggest enhancement of all time for these sports. But body composition sports, eventually somebody's gonna get scientifically behind it and understand it more. That's what I believe. I also
Yeah.
think that once we have more time to understand which sports are going to dominate, for example, like I would love to see like wrestling enhanced. I would love to see these crazy ass sports, but same weight class though, right? So still same weight classes,
Yeah.
or whatever. Like as long as they're equal, um, it'd be very interesting because then it's like, how would you guess which one is better and which one's not? But like track and field, 1000%. You put someone on steroids in track and field, holy shit! Just wait until like the shot puts and the whatever the thing that circles around a bunch and shoot it out. Speed. Usain Bolt is not going to be the fastest man alive.
No. No,
Yo, give
definitely
me
not.
that javelin.
Javelin, right? Like there's no way. Like these sports that do
Long
not.
jump.
Oh my god! It's once in my long. My actual fear of this though is like, so one, as a spectator, this is fantastic. I cannot wait till this progresses, years comes, because I would love to see how crazy they look, how much and the world records that are broken, how much fun it is to see them destroy it and how they look, and then I'm petrified to see the other end of the spectrum, to see the downfalls of every athlete at the highest levels, because I feel like if there's obviously like a certain dosage at certain points of which ones that are good, bad, and like just not for longevity. But I feel like if you take steroids, you're not in the game for longevity. So I like look at every bodybuilder that's on crazy amount of steroids that has been. They're like deteriorating at rapid
Yeah.
rates. If not having a heart attack unexpectedly.
Well, no,
Yeah, no, it fucking cooks you.
well, I think I talked about this the other week. Or I had this conversation with somebody, but they did like a poll with X amount of like NFL stars, and they're like, if this would give you a Super Bowl ring, and it was like the steroid cocktail that pretty much like is everyone's taking like top tier steroid cocktail, but they're like, you're gonna die within the next 5 years. Would you still take it? And they're like, fuck yeah. They're like, because they want that gold.
Yeah, that is kind of crazy to think about. That is really crazy to think about. Well, that's what their thinking is optimization and status, right? And then and as spectators, that's cool. That's awesome to see. But as a scientist, sports scientist, I'm absolutely terrified to see the long term outcomes. Like every single person that comes in, every time that breaks a world record, I'll probably just look at them like 5, 10 years later and just Google their name and just be like, are they still alive? Are they still kicking? Because that's actually what's terrifying. Like at an Olympic level, like that is the crazy part.
That's gonna be cool.
It will be. I think this year that they didn't have enough. I don't think they had that much prep time.
Yeah, definitely not. They definitely had more. And yeah, honestly, like there wasn't that many events because like it didn't really have a ton of support at the gate, right? But of the events it did have, I think it was ended up being 3 people that were natural one events, which is fucking bizarre. I mean, swimming makes sense to me because like I went swimming like I used to be very good swimming when I was younger, or like pretty good at swimming. I shouldn't say very good because I'm not really competitive or anything, but I could swim pretty well, pretty proficiently. And I went home like I think 2 years ago. I hopped in the pool because like I just had some free time. And I just fucking sank because I'm like, such a different built human being now than I was back then. I was way fluffier. So like yeah, man, like that's just not gonna help you that much in the water. It's mostly just like technique and making sure you're buoyant and making sure you can fucking actually be like aerodynamic. And if you're just like huge and blocky, like yeah, it's cool you have like this fucking insane lat spread as a swimmer, I guess, but like that's gonna be a ton of resistance against the water, right? So how useful is it really gonna be for you? But
No, not at
yeah,
all.
yeah. But yeah, aside from that, the other interesting thing is Hafthor missed another world record deadlift. Oh no. Um,
Fuck that guy.
I what?
Dude, he's a dick. He's a
Why?
fucking man. Bro, he is such a
Okay.
fucking man child.
Why? I haven't heard this.
He is a fucking man child. He got like the second he actually got called out and proved wrong, and the whole discrepancy between him and Eddie Hall on the first try, where fucking Hafthor literally broke the record in his own gym or garage or whatever, didn't have anybody officiated or calibrated, just said that everything was calibrated and like official. And then when instead of having like an adult rational conversation with Eddie Hall, he got like the second he got questioned and called out, he like had a hissy fit right in front of his face and like just started like trying to verbally attack him versus being like just trying to prove it that it was legit. Like
Interesting.
Okay.
he's a baby and a half.
I use multiple
Also, Eddie
babies.
Hall's badass.
Eddie Hall is also a little bit over the top about it. Okay, so I get both sides. I do think Eddie Hall is right in this sense because it was not done in a legitimate competition. I understand why Hafthor did it because like what the fuck? Like he spent like all this time peaking for this one, 505 kg deadlift or whatever the fuck it was, or 501 kg. Like, it was like a fucking like a 6 month long peak and then COVID happened. Like, what are you gonna do? Just like fucking bail on your peak? No, you're just gonna go set the fucking record. But it wasn't done in a competition. It was not done in a legitimate strongman competition. So it should not be treated as a legitimate record. Does that make sense?
Yeah, that's what everyone's saying.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah,
shame. Yeah, I see what it's like. Basically he has to peak again, and he
yeah.
has to just do it again.
And he did it, and he won, and he got the second time around. He hit like 505, and then he actually hit 510 as well at some point in time, like later on down the line. But like the first one being unofficiated is just like treat it as an unofficial world record. I think that's fine. You cannot have your name in the fucking book without it being in a strongman competition, right?
Yeah, yeah. Like it basically, if it's a world record, you need the officiation and all that stuff,
Mhm.
right? Like you need that to be there.
100%.
Yeah, that's the fact that he deadlifts kg wise more than 99% of the world
Yeah,
pounds.
that's my took. Yeah, it's like most people's. That's more than the average human being's of a total across all three lifts.
That
Fucking bizarre.
is actually
Um,
crazy. That is
yeah,
actually insane.
it's not as insane as Colton though. Colton is like unreal. Have you seen that guy?
Mm-mm.
Colton Engelbrecht. So this
He's like a newer
gentleman,
guy, isn't he?
he's newer. Like you've seen him, Paul? Like let's fucking look this guy up real quick. Colton Engelbrecht. This guy's a freak. So he holds like the highest, I think the highest powerlifting total ever, but he's not in the top weight class. It's like it's stupid. This guy's a freak. Yeah, his highest total was 1,200 kgs in competition. Um, he's in the 120 kg weight class.
Oh my
So he's 264. He's not a super heavyweight guy. He's not like fucking like Julius Maddox, who's like the biggest bencher. He's not fucking Jesus, who's like out here squatting like similar amounts of weight, but they're weighing like over 100 pounds more than this guy. He's fucking he's nuts.
Yeah, relative strength is crazy. That like the relative everything is insane. That is stronger, relatively stronger than almost every single one of them across the board.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, stronger than everyone across the board, like relatively. He's fucking crazy. And like during his last meet, he like at 264, he failed his two last deadlift attempts on grip, where he was trying to, at 264 pounds, pull 500 kgs. It slipped both times, like after having gotten past the knees.
Wow. So you're telling me all he's gonna work
Insane.
on is grip, just to clear that.
Yeah. He did, after he won, they did an exhibition lift afterwards where he pulled it with straps.
Yeah, probably
It
do it
was
with
like,
ease.
it was butter. It was stupid. I was like, all right, whatever. I'm not sure that 500 kgs is allowed to move like that, but I guess so. All right, whatever.
Wow. Damn. Yeah, I haven't been keeping up with any of the strength stuff. Yeah, it's just like I know I used to love that stuff a lot, but yeah, the
Yeah.
strength stuff is well, the specificity of it is so like it's so much different now for the people that we work with. So like I haven't done it as much because most of our guys don't even clear 200. I don't think most guys that we have clear 315 pounds in any lift over. Like if they did it, if they do, it's a very special moment. But it's also
Mhm.
not like their prerogative, right? Like the whole point is that they get healthier, and then once
Yeah.
I would say 225, like squat, deadlift, and then benching like 185. I think that's like a really good strong point for most of the guys that we talk to. Um, but just know that these guys are super ridiculously strong, and it's not. People think it's unsafe to be doing this kind of sport, but in reality, it's more of just expressing your own body's ability to be strong. And so it doesn't have to be right. It doesn't have to be just lifting millions and millions of pounds like these guys, which I obviously, admire, but more so that you didn't even realize that you could lift this much amount of weight, that you could be this strong, which I think every man should eventually. I think there's an innate propensity for men to have physical strength, right? There is probably, even if you're short, you were on the smaller side, there is something where there is in our mammalian brains that we want to be physically dominating in some way, shape, or form. And I think it is
Physically
an
dominant.
injustice if you do not attach that. I think Socrates said it best, right? I think it is something along the lines of no man should have, yeah, no man should incapable in the matter of in the physical pursuit. It is a shame for a man not to see the beauty and strength in which the body is capable of.
Yes.
Right? I have that on one of my shirts. I don't know where it is, but it's a beautiful quote, and I 100% agree with it. But yes, just know there are guys that are squatting and deadlifting in kgs what most people can't even do in all three lifts combined on the average. Terrifying. That is excessively terrifying.
Dude,
But
there's
all
some
right.
kid that just like benched like almost 800 pounds. Fucking psycho.
Dude, that is actually insane. That
Oh,
is
that's
actually insane.
Julius.
Yeah.
Julius is a fucking. He's a big boy.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's every one of those lifts are linear. The heavier you are, the bigger your proportions, the easier it becomes, and the stronger that you can lift. So it becomes it's like at some point it's just more of like at what body how low of a body weight can you be for every single lift at that point, right? Like Wismatics is just more of like I'm just gonna get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and just keep going because these guys are over 300 something pounds at this point. So
And I
I
think
mean,
he's pushing 4. Yeah, it's disgusting.
so like that's the idea of like wrestling is like we try to be as small as we can, but also as strong and explosive.
yeah,
So
and
it's
there's
like,
trade-offs. Yeah.
unfortunately, like most of my lifts though, like on average, when I was in season versus out of season, so like when I had a like damn near a 20-pound difference, 20 to 30-pound difference, because off season I was walking around like 210, and then I would cut down to 180. I want to say like most of my lifts almost had a 20-pound difference at the least, like deadlift, squat, bench.
Oh, of course.
Like,
That's without a doubt. Anytime this is where programming comes in. This is where I mean, you were also doing a sport, right? So the whole point is that you're not trying to maintain muscle mass through lifting, only through sport. And you don't care if it's muscle or fat when it's on the scale for your weigh-in. Obviously, you want it to be muscle, but for that weigh-in, it's like you will do every extreme possible to get that to
yeah.
happen. So it's definitely tough. I mean, even my senior year of college when I was absolutely peeled, right, at 155 on scale, and it's like everything across. Like I remember squatting 315, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life. I was trying to pull 315 and 365 off the floor, and it felt like a bitch. And then benching, I don't think I barely cleared 225. So I remember being that light, and it was like the heaviest thing ever. Then at 165, it was then like I was already squatting back up to like 400. You know, so like that, and that's 10 pounds of a difference, just 10 pounds. But it also goes to show you how much of a difference. I think it's more body fat percentage more than anything else, right? It's like the amount of muscle mass with body fat percentage. But these guys are to the point where it's just if you have more fat and more muscle together, you have less range of motion to go through, and you have more potential force, which just also allows for absolute force to come through once you're there. But that's like way over everybody said that's listening. Yeah, like I don't think anybody knew any words we said. That's okay though. 'Cause that's the fun section. How does it feel to be the most handsome Asian fitness coach in the market? I don't know, man. I have two mentors that are Asian, and they're pretty damn handsome too. You know, I think all of us Asian guys just did this out of rebellious culture because we were told to be white collar men, consultants, lawyers, doctors, and just be mommy and daddy's good boys. And then now we just do fitness, and nobody knows what we do besides talk to a camera. Thanks for watching this podcast. If you'd enjoyed this podcast, please share with a friend. Please subscribe and follow us on my Instagram. Mine is Coach_Chris Lee.